Okay, so something totally un-Toyota or Kubota related. I bought an antique tractor. This is a 1952 Massey Harris 33 diesel. I love diesel stuff. And the 33 diesel, you didn't see a lot of them. There were a lot of gas, but the diesel, you didn't see that often. My grandfather actually bought this. Not brand new or anything, but bought it used. Him and my uncle used it on the farm. I think they used it with like a silo blower, like a silo filler. So basically that's what it did. Then my uncle didn't really use it a lot anymore because they had more modern tractors. He stored it in a barn. They gave it a little bit of a facelift, probably 20 or 30 years ago, kind of gave it a new coat of paint and that kind of thing. It's starting to show wear again, but I kind of like the patina just the way it is. Some things are correct, some things are a little incorrect, but it is the 201 cubic inch Continental diesel engine. Obviously the injection pump here on the side. So yeah, she is a full diesel. I gotta still clean it up, take the hood off. I just got it off the trailer. The other thing that's not probably original, I know it's not, was this trim piece here. This came on later models like the triple series, like the 333, the 444, the 555 had some of that trim, but they also had an ornament up here. When I talked to my uncle, he thinks when they did the redo years back, that maybe they looked at a picture of a 333 instead of a 33, and they bought a piece of trim, and but it's on with double-sided tape, and I don't think they had double-sided tape in 1952. So I think I got to see about getting that off of there and seeing if I can't make it look a little bit more correct in that way. Otherwise, it's all there. It's in good shape. Of course, over the years, it's seen a few little scratches and things like that. The unfortunate thing about some of these tractors where they were used, of course, that's not the unfortunate part, but people kind of made do and did things to them to make it more functional for them. So in this case, this hood here, you have to basically take it and take the muffler and the intake off to get the hood off. Well, here they thought it would be a good idea, I think, to cut this out to try to fit this over it. They didn't cut it all the way. So that's kind of a bummer. And then up here, I don't know why they cut this little hole out here, but that's just cut out too. But you know what? I can't do anything about that. That is the way it is. Maybe I could take it off and fill it with a little bit of weld and grind it down, and you know, but right now it's fine. Original factory wheel weights. So they do, I don't know if you can see them really on the camera, but it does say MH for Massey Harris and then the part number there. So those are original wheel weights. It does have the drive pulley on it. These tires, I think, are a little bit wider. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. They're probably a little bit wider than they came with new, just because of there's not that much gap between the pulley and the wheel. But I like these tires, and they're new, and tires are expensive, so I'm not going to buy no more tires. I was lucky that it came on a good set all the way around. They're a bit weather checked, but they're fine. So total numbers matching tractor, which is neat. So there's your 33D 1SF. What that means, 33 is the model, D is for diesel. I forget what the 1 stands for. The S stands for standard. So this is not a row crop tractor, of course, this is a standard tractor. And F, I forget what F means now. I looked it up. If any of you guys know, well, that's the thing. If any of you folks are Massey Harris like fanatics, please comment, because I'm looking for all the information I can get on this. I do know based on the serial number that it should be a 1952. So anyways, that's the number plate. But just for any Massey Harris people that think that there could have been a number plate put on this tractor or a diesel put in it or whatever, on the frame, again, it says 33D stamped right in the frame. So it's all numbers matching, all serial numbers matching. It's all the deal. So right now, of course, over the years, people play with these things. They make them maybe more user-friendly to them. the original fuel filter, the last fuel filter, they didn't like having to change the cartridge, I think, in there, so they bypassed it with just a regular fuel filter into the fuel pump. The tube and everything is still there for the original one. I think it'd be nice to go back to that, but that's not my first priority. Honestly, my first priority is probably just taking the hood off, seeing everything, changing all the fluids and filters. So engine oil filter, engine oil, rear transmission fluid, like the whole rear end fluid. I do have a small leak at the bottom. I have to get a new battery. I had to steal this one out of the Kubota. And this thing's a 12-volt battery to start it from 1952. I think it originally took 2 6s, because this is a battery tray, but there's also a battery tray up underneath the hood here with an access panel here. Of course, that's green. That's not correct, but I think that is the correct piece, basically. Maybe it came from a John Deere or something and it just fit, or an Oliver, I don't know. But it fits pretty well, but it's the wrong color, so that might have to get painted. But other than that, it's an original tractor. Like, all the pieces are all original. Of course, it does not have an hour meter on this tractor, but my gauges work. Things are pretty good on it. It's neat. This little valve, or I thought it was a valve here. It's not a valve. It actually operates shutters on the front of the rad, so you can warm it up. You can put those shutters closed and warm up the tractor a bit faster that way. They took the key out and put it just to a switch, so they didn't have to worry about a key. There's a primer in the middle there. It's like a primer pump you can pull out. Of course, your starter button. I think there's a light switch there, but I don't imagine the wiring is hooked up. Well, obviously there's no bulb in that light. This one's missing here, so I'd like to find one for that, maybe a swap meet or an antique tractor show. Again, the wheel weights and everything are there. Just a nice, straight, kind of honest tractor. If you give me a second, I can probably start it up here. Just give me a second. I'm sorry, you're out of sight now. Okay, I gotta put this down. Sorry, guys. Okay, battery's hooked up. The negative ground cable is terrible on this. I gotta make sure I'm in neutral, and like I said, the ground cable. Okay, so a little demonstration of the running of it. Yeah, I have to fix a battery cable. There's a bunch of little fixes, but other than that, hey, it runs, it works. It's a 5-speed with reverse, of course. Transmission, I think the shifter fork is getting a little worn out. I got to take that out, and there's a little ball on the end that sometimes gets a little worn. I think that has to be fixed. But other than that, guys, just another kind of cool piece that I was able to pick up. I thank my uncle so much for selling it to me. he was just kind of done with it and tired of storing it. And I've got a nice shed in the back, so it's going to be inside, and I'm going to tinker away. I'd like to pull with it. We have a bunch of tractor pulls around here in the summertime. I'd like to set it up for pulling, maybe kind of change the hitch on the back a little bit and make it a bit better that way. But thank you guys so much for watching. If anybody out there is a Massey Harris collector, fanatic, and wants information on the 33 diesel, or has information for me, or wants any, like, you know, where does this go? What is this? If it's correct on my tractor, I'm happy to show you. I know, like I said, some things have been changed a little bit over the years, but I'm happy to show you and talk to you about anything. So thanks so much for watching the video again, guys. It's a beautiful fall day here in Eastern Ontario, and we're just out enjoying the weather and playing around on this old tractor. Okay, thanks guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.